New Hampshire, are a number of impressive megalithic structures including a large bell-shaped stone altar. These structures have been counterpart in any North American Indian culture and have been alternately ascribed to Irish Chaldee monks and Phoenicians. On the banks of the Roanoke River in southern Virginia, numerous copper iron artifacts were unearthed by a local farmer. Nails, bolts, and threaded nuts in Germany were discovered. In the same general area are two large rocks inscribed with monogram very much like those employed by early Christians. Roman coins were also reputed to have been found in Venezuela in the 1880s. Japanese pottery has turned up on the west coast of South America, indefinitely pre-Columbian strata. Chinese appearing remains exist in southern Mexico. Speculation rages as to the import of all this accumulated evidence, but the fact remains that nothing can be proven conclusively at this time. So next, we will be talking about the Irish Chaldee monks. There was in Ireland in the 5th century AD an order of anchorite monks known as the Celidae or the Chaldees. These Chaldees lived an aesthetic life, semi-hermetic, and somewhat mystical life. The Chaldees were part of the Scottish and Irish Celtic churches and were not Roman Catholic. For 200 years, they refused to recognize papal authority. It was the monks' practice to set themselves and each other adrift to an open boat on the ocean as form of expiation and penance. Wherever these outcasts landed, as considered the will of God for them, it was meant to be. So that's what about Irish Chaldee monks. Next is the Brendan, the Navigator. Brendan the Navigator. So, without further ado, let's get started. One of these Chaldee monks was named Brendan MacCoo, Altai, or Brendan the Navigator. Brendan was born in Ireland, ca. AD 4084, and later educated in language, theology, mathematics, and astronomy. A kinsman of Brendan, Fionbar, claimed to visit a delicious isle somewhere in the Western Sea. This story intrigued Brendan, and he determined to do likewise. Brendan and the 14 other monks set sail on a voyage or series of voyages to the unknown in AD 54-5. These voyages are wrapped in great controversy and confusion, and adding to this confusion is the fact that there are many conflicting versions of the Brendan saga. Monks claim to have visited several islands, including one that turned out to be a sleeping whale. It is thought by many that one or more of Brendan's blessed isles were a part of continental North America. Whether Brendan actually succeeded in reaching the New World is still a much debate question. The fact remains, however, that enough people believed Brendan's tales that other adventurers were induced to attempt to duplicate the journey themselves. By the 10th century, the Irish Chaldee monks were playing a cat-and-mouse game with the Northmen. The lonely monasteries were subject to repeated Norse attacks. Some of the monks fled to Iceland to escape